is basically dipole moment per unit volume. So we are doing case one uniformly magnetized specimen. Here our sample is in the form of a thin slab we consider here, right? And we can consider this sample in terms of small chunks, which is given on the right hand side. So you can see that all these chunks are stacked together like bar magnets are stacked together. You can see. Okay. Now we are taking this magnetization as dipole moment per unit volume, right? So if we are given a chunk with some magnetization, right, that is the density of the magnetization we are referring to as m bar. Then we can simply calculate dipole moment m is equal to capital M multiplied by volume m80. Now, in terms of circulating current I, the dipole moment small m is given as I into A, right? That is current into area. So when we equate these two expressions for the dipole moment m, small m, for that given chunk, then we are getting that circulating current, right, in terms of magnetization and thickness of the chunk. So I is equal to mt. Now, surface current, this bound surface current, right, that is the current because of these bound charges that is present on the surface kb. It is, it could be written as I over T, right? Now, if I go for that expression kb, then I am simply getting kb is equal to m. In terms of vectorial notation, kb bar could be written as m bar cross n cap. So this is how the right relation between these two vectors m bar and kb bar is given, right? Okay, so where this kb comes into picture, so when we are looking at the chunk, the side of the chunk, right, you can see that the current is processing, and this current is not a single current, it is, right, the one single chunk contributes to one small part of the current. Okay, so within that small part, you could see that, let us say this chunk one is there, the small current flows around that, right? Okay, small current flows around that, right, because of whatever the motions of electrons we have considered earlier. Identically, we have a chunk 2, right, which is of the same size, and it is also giving the same bound current. Okay, so all these chunks are stacked together, one near to each other, one near to each other. So when you look at this particular part, right, the outer side part, then you can see that, right, this particular side, it makes your current I, right? It makes your current I. Now, actually, this is not a single current. This is the current which is, right, considered in parts. It is considered in parts, but they behave as if they are making one single current I. And now this current I is not simply the addition of the currents of all these chunks, right? Okay, so for the that particular length, right, this chunk one is contributing for the current I. So this is current I sub, right, contributed by chunk one, contributed by two here, and then contributed by three here. Okay, so this is not a single current. The current which is available, which is present there because of the bound charges movement, right? Okay, so when you look at it from the side, then you can get a total current I. Now this is very, very small. Don't consider your normal current. Don't consider your normal current. Okay, so take it like that. So this is nothing but IB, I subscript B. But we write in terms of surface current, surface bound current. Okay, so KB is equal to I over T is equal to M. In terms of the vectors, right, M bar and KB bar, we could represent it like this, right? So KB bar is equal to M bar cross N cap, right? So right now, what about the currents which is there on the top? So if you look at this particular right left hand side figure, If you look at the left hand side figure, we are looking at that particular surface, top surface, right? So all these chunk are showing their currents. Now, if you look at the total contribution of this current, right, on the top surface, right, it contributes nothing, it contributes zero, because all these branch currents are compensated by the next current, right? The current given by the next chunk, right? Similarly, you can see that the current contributed by chunk 1 on the right hand side is compensated by the current which is flowing in the opposite direction nearby because of the chunk 2, right? So these two currents are basically flowing in opposite direction to each other, right? So that is why the contribution is zero here. That is why the contribution is zero here. Okay. Same we can talk about the chunk 2 and chunk 3 here. So when you are looking at these, whatever the currents which are next to each other, they are compromised by each other. Whereas the current which are present at the boundary, right, they survive, right? Okay, so they are available, and that is what they make our surface current, and that is at the boundary. That is at the boundary. So all these boundary branches are showing up as a surface bound current. Let us go to the next